This episode of Wardogs Hour podcast is brought to you by Wardogs NFT. We are three dumb digs aiming to make a huge difference in the Web3 space. For more information regarding our Wardogs NFT project, head to our socials, Wardogs_NFT on both Instagram and Twitter, and our website, www.wardogsnftrange.com. The Wardogs Hour podcast aims to inspire people by sharing real-life experiences and what possibilities we have at our fingertips using our connections, skills and disciplines learned from our time in the military. Let's spin some mad worries and have a laugh.
Hi boys, I have a question for the men. What the fuck do you want? What is it? I can't figure it out.
This episode of Wardogs Hour, we're going to highlight the military career of Ben Lowry and also his post-military life. Ben's military career saw him posted to 3RR in 2009, then joined 2549 on the Gold Coast, where he served 7 years. Since then, he moved to the sunny Cairns, where he has started Tropik Nutrition and also a free Saturday morning PT session. We all agree that correct nutrition combined with an exercise program leads to improved mental health. Ben is still an active reserve member here today in Cairns. Mate, good afternoon, and thank you for accepting our invite to the podcast, and secondly, for allowing us to conduct this in your store here in Cairns today, mate.
Hey, gents. Yeah, thanks for coming in today. It's been good. The last few weeks has been awesome, what I've seen of the Wardogs NFT mission, and I'm pretty stoked to be on here, to be honest. I quite like just first time getting on a podcast, but as I said, I'm all ears and I'm ready to chat, so happy days.
Yeah, good, mate.
Appreciate that. Can I just say as well, you're looking very swole. Looking very good, mate. In your nice little button-up party shirt. Looks good.
Party shirts on Fridays and Saturdays, but as they always say, buys, tries and thighs every day.
I haven't trained buys, tries and thighs in years now, mate.
Philpy's more over the meat pies, not
yeah,
I give my the only eyes he gets.
I give my forearm a bit of workout. Yeah. Firstly, mate, we'll get cracking with the questions. But what drove you to join the Green Machine? This is the start of the grilling, mate.
This is quite funny because I was sitting there in year 11, and as he said, what the hell are you going to do when you're after school? And I think it was the old girl. I'll give credit to the mum, and she said, there's this thing called you can join the army as a rifleman. I'm like, never really played video games or anything, but that sounds pretty good. And I was playing footy at the time, and I thought, it's kind of like an exercise kind of position or a career. So anyway, it was pretty much like that. I just went, let's sign up. 18 years old. I was a surfer in Foster Tuncurry. I had long red hair, and they took me straight off on the bus to bloody Kapuka from Newcastle. And I just remember, the Sarge. Don't call me Sarge. You're Sergeant. And from then we all remember the trips in.
We all had the same bloke too. 100% it is. I can still picture him. We were just talking about this earlier. Just a short little, slightly overweight dude with a mustache that just had an agenda.
Yeah, mate, I think it's the same.
Balding
one,
as well.
actually.
Yeah.
It must be the same dude. Yeah.
That was his ceiling rank, and I swear he got off on just screaming at these new recruits. I'll get you. I'll learn you from the get-go, boy.
Yeah, that was it. And I guess from then it just cracked on, and I met some really good mates, a few of them from Perth and Northern Territory, and then obviously just went through the motions, and the very vivid ones was, in Singo, you think, right, I've made it for Kapuka, let's go to School of Infantry, let's have a good crack here. Yep. But they really try and, as you know, boys, they get the best out of you there.
Yeah, school are cool. It's good fun.
Yeah. It was a good experience for us, other than the mass amounts of time in holding platoon. And then, we were there for ages, right? And then we got jammed, obviously finished and went to TSP. So our first year wasn't that exciting, you'd say. It was relatively boring, but the school of cool I found pretty fun.
School of cool, it was good. I ended up getting bloody charged, which was how you going, but it wasn't even that bad.
Tell us about it. Come on, we want to
now, mate. Well, I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, so the family's all home. We're 18 and all the girls are on the weekend going, come back to Foster. And I'm like, all right, boys, load up into the car. We're not meant to be driving. Let's park the car at the police station and load up, go to Foster, have a good crack all weekend and drive back. Anyway, long story short, caught by the corporal. have you done this? Yeah, owning everything. Come on, be up there, own.
Yeah.
And they threw me under the bus for a couple $100 and 7 days of roppers at Singo. When you used to have
when
to,
they get real regimental.
and they made you stay. You stay under that guard room. There's a guard room, and they put you out there.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
There's a tree there. And, the best one was sweeping the parade ground. And, they didn't make me polish the Skippy badge, but I did paint a rock in the rain.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Painting a rock in the rain.
Yeah, I was like, right, go paint that rock in the rain. I'm like, okay. And then
They get creative. It's good. Yeah.
and
That one's been around for years, probably centuries now. Though.
yeah, and then you I don't know, wash a few cars, and then you do your about times on the parade ground with your pack and whatever. But anyway, I learned after that, don't get charged.
Yeah,
Just lie.
I like,
Yeah.
Don't own up to anything.
yeah, never admit to it, yeah.
Do what you want, just don't get caught.
I used to love
exactly.
when they'd give people ROPs in Darwin, so they'd have to hooch you up outside the guard room. You know, it's 40 degrees and 100% humidity. They're out there getting smashed by mozzies.
Yeah.
It was the best. Mate, what was life like before the military? So give us a small insight, sort of 2 years leading into the military. Were you a rat bag like the rest of us, or...?
Mate, literally, I was at school. Wasn't too bad at school. I was playing a bit of footy. So I played a bit of first grade footy. So I was like, all right, rugby league, that's in country New South Wales.
Yep.
But then, as you said, chasing girls, surfing, wagging a bit of school, doing all that.
Found alcohol.
Yeah, found alcohol.
Yeah,
Found grandpa's stash of home brew under the house, which is warm and tastes like Vegemite. So that was the first experience on the
Warm Guinness.
on the beer. And and that was really it, just kind of surfing and playing footy. So I was always kind of active. But it really appealed to me, I guess, to have a crack at the Defence Force. I didn't really know much about it, to be honest, until you get in there and go, okay, you're part of something now, which is pretty good.
So you would say that would be the main contributing factor in you joining, was sort of to get a bit of guidance in life or a bit of discipline in life?
Yeah, I think so. Like it turned out that way. I was always sporting orientated and I like teamwork structure. So then I found out that the Army's like a big team. So I was like, all right, this is good. And it really sharpened me up. So as, a bit of a ratbag surfer. And then all of a sudden, a few years down the track, I'm like, right, I know how to do a few things here where, wear the badge on the chest pretty proudly, and you're a rock and roller at 21. Well, you feel like it.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Did you contemplate playing rugby in the Army? Because we all know where rugby gets you, like pretty much anything you want when you're a rugby player.
One of the best was at 3. We're only about 6 months in at 3 RAR, and the rugby team, and I applied for it, but all the senior digs were always getting the spot, and I made it to number 16. So I was on the bench. And so the best was one of our corporals was wanting to do out the back of Holdsworthy. There's these creeks and you're running down there and they got your tyres and they're like, right, get in there with your cams and drag this tyre through this creek and, I don't know, up your bloody spine and whatever.
Yeah.
So I did that a couple of times and I went, hang on, if I can go to footy training, I don't think I have to do this. And I'm like, all right, Sarge, footy training's on, boys. I'll better go past the rugby ball for a bit.
Every Tuesday morning and Thursday morning. Why aren't you at first parade? Mate, I'm at footy training. Never played footy in my fucking life.
Footy training.
What do you think I am, mate? I'm at footy training. So you've done a considerable amount of time in the reserves now. You're still an active serving member up here.
Yep.
So what rank are you now? And deployment-wise, mate, what have you done for deployments? Like boat trips, was it?
Yeah, mate, pretty much just boat trips. But, mate, I'm a good Lance piss now, Lance Jack. So it took me fucking 9 years to get that hook. And I went, righto. So that was saying something. I was a heat seeker through the reserves. Just, countless talisman sabres and Hamels. So I did a lot of learning, actually, in the reserves, fair dinkum enough. Like, you get the weekend warriors and you go, right, they kind of like to hook in for that 48 hours, really no sleep or anything. So I would say that was really good throughout Shellwater Bay and stuff in southeast Queensland. And then I got myself a gig in 2015, TSC, which is your Op Resolute. But Mate, to be fair, Nick, I'm honest, all the boys that'll listen to this, we had a great time. Fishing trip on the piss. We fucking were fighting there. We're like doing our military, there's that course, military self-defense, MSD.
MSD, yeah.
Bit of MSD.
Yeah.
Second time doing that, and I was like, all right, here we go. Let's shell up. But, we all thinking about it. Yeah, and that was good. So that was just a 6 months trip up in Darwin. We went away to, we went up to Papua New Guinea coast, all the way around to Ashmore Reef, and I got lucky enough to do a boarding party with the Navy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we fucking strapped up, and all of a sudden you're on this Zodiac out to this boat. And you're like, all right, we're on here. This is what it's all been happening. Yeah. Next thing you know, it's just a bunch of bloody old fishermen and a heap of dead sharks. And you're like, all right, mate, get the fish off and back to fishing stations.
Because it's funny. It's funny enough. So I've met you in the past at reserves, and it was only until I rocked up today I was like, oi, I fucking recognise you from somewhere. Bang, we're in the same reserve unit. Did you do any of the only reserve warrior I really have? We did fucking 2 weeks out bush in Canungra. We did Greenmount. Was it Greenmount?
Greenbank. Yeah.
So we did Greenbank first, and then we did Canungra. And were you on that one? That would have been probably towards the end of 2012, mid sort of towards the end of 2012.
We would have been doing one of the because you do as your chocks, you do your 1 or 2 week stints.
Yeah.
And they send you out bush and air patrol out there.
I was saying to the boys, I was like, coming from fucking 5, I was like, yeah, fucking bush, no worries. Reserves will be a fucking camping trip. And I was like, these cunts wanted to just be so tack and so serious. I was like, where's this pipe dream of just, going out with nice little campfires and we all sit around and fucking eat fucking food around the fire? We were near digging in, like full Defex and shit.
There's a few of them you get out there like, all right, it's straight off the bus, put your campaign on.
Yeah, no, they were like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
No, bro, we got to Greenbank, and first thing they do, and here's me not knowing a single thing about what reserves are like or whatever going out bush. First thing they do, line up, come through this building, we're doing piss tests. And I was like, fucking what? I was like, we're not in the fucking real army. What do you mean you're doing a piss test? Like, straight away, and they'd send everyone through this building, all do fucking drug tests. And then it's like, fuck me, cunt. Like, what are these guys like? Is this
Mate, we barely had them in the regular army.
This is the real deal, man. That must be where they get their whole quota of drug tests done, because, I had to do one in my 4.5 years in the army. And my only ever reserve bush trip, bang, one as well.
Really?
Yeah, 100%, bro.
That's so strange. Like, you're just pinning blokes that have got a life, and females outside of this, and then you're just putting piss tests on. What if someone fails?
Well, what do you mean, James? If we're in the Defence Force, mate, it's zero tolerance, isn't it?
Look, we all know
all that good stuff. Don't be under the influence. They'll put you on the bag.
Mate, if they were putting us on the bag, we'd be done every morning. There'd be no defence capability left, mate.
It reminds me, I've got to worry about getting put on the bag, actually. We're in Darwin. It's our last night at TSC, and we're like, right, boys, it's me, Packer, and Haber. And I think old Grades was a fan. He just knew what we were doing. Anyway, we broke into the bar, and we're just like, let's just have a few beers. And next thing you know, one of the sergeants pops in and goes, right, you guys, and we scattered like roaches. And then a couple of hours later, we're in the hangars about to board our planes. And anyway, I get pulled up and they go, yep, Private fucking Lowry, you're bloody drinking, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nah, sitting there trying to be fucking stone cold sober. And next thing you know, they call up the MPs. They're like, right, there's a digger out here. He must be pissed. He can't board the plane. We want to charge him. And the MPs did in Robertson, you want us to drive out at 4 a.m. to charge one digger.
Oh, really?
Get out of here. We're doing our real job.
Yeah. Oh, beauty, because that's not like them, is it?
Yeah, normally they'd be all over you.
At Robbo, these cunts are like hiding fucking behind the bushes with their radar guns, just waiting to pin people doing 41 Ks in the 40 zone.
Yeah, very unusual for them not to come out and flex on you like that.
Yeah, I had a dude pull me up. I was racing around the ring road, and this dude, and I took one of the side exits, and I fucking hooked it around the corner. I swear this guy's come off the civvy road and come into that side exit, and I swear he's done a fucking handbrake and cut me off across both lanes to get out of his car and give me a mouthful about speeding. And I was like, sorry, Sarge. Like, I wasn't speeding. Did you get the radar on me? He goes, I'm going 80 Ks out there and you're overtaking me inside the base.
Put me through your cross sights, mate. You didn't
Yeah. No, but that's what they were like in Darwin, so I'm surprised they didn't come get you.
And then I just remember, all right, the captain and the CSM just went, righto, walk out there, get on the plane. And then you just see half the boys are like, is he all right? I'm like, I'm coming home. It's like, all right, let's get on.
I'm fucking leaving.
Mate, just on the boats, how did you find the Navy personnel treated the Army personnel going on? Because I had a lot of mates at 5 go on there and they sort of said that they were second-class citizens and, they sort of got last of everything.
You know what? A little bit at start, they were like, all right, because you're an Army bloke on a bloody ship.
Yeah.
What do we know what to do? We're providing security. We're a bloody big swinging dick.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck we're on there for. So it's like, right, they get a bit pissed off, like, all right, you can't do that. I better go do that. And you're just kind of hanging out on your phone or, just looking out at the sunset.
Spewing.
Yeah, sucks to be me.
Yeah.
I was on HMAS Diamantina, so there was a lot of the clearance diver blokes.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was pretty into my personal training as a reservist, so in Civvy Street.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, fellas, I do fitness. Should we do this on the boats? And they said, yeah, let's hook it up. So we got all the gym gear on the back, and I think it got to sea state level, maybe even 2 or 3, and we're on the bench press out there. All right, it's turning. I'm like, nah, it's good for your core, like stabilise, like punch it out. So I had a pretty positive experience with those fellas, which was pretty good. It's besides me just hanging around and doing some gym and waiting for the boarding parties. It was good.
What was the highest sea state you got up to? Mate, if it gets anything above a metre, I'm hopeless.
Yeah, I got no idea what the sea states are. So do you want to explain that for us?
I wouldn't have a clue.
So I guess sea state 3 is like, I don't know, like maybe a couple of metres, like 1 to 2 metres.
Yeah.
I was on the helm, so they make you drive these boats as well, even though you're Army. They're like, right, get on the helm, you're 1 till 3 a.m, you're driving your boat with your officer and the watch. And we get there and it's about sea state 6, so that's pretty high. I think it goes to sea state 7.
Yeah.
And we're crossing this Gulf of Carpentaria.
You're going through a fucking storm.
We're going through a storm.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, and everyone on the boat except for the bloke cooking dinner is sick.
Yeah.
And they're spewing up. There's people for a few days, and I'm on the helm, and I'm throwing up in this bag, and I'm trying to steer the ship. And I'm like, sir, I can't fucking do this. I'm fucking throwing up. He goes, I'm throwing up as well. Keep fucking doing it.
Yeah.
So it's not a good feeling, that seasickness. That's why I think it's a good idea I join the army.
Land mammals,
Yeah, right.
complete land mammals. Once you get that seasickness as well, it's hard to get rid of. You're done for the rest of the day, I reckon. I go fishing. If I got seasickness, as soon as we go out there, I'm cooked for the rest of the day. There's no way out of it.
I'll just try to drink more beers, eh?
Well, the key is you got to keep eating.
Yeah.
Just keep stuff in your face. Apparently that's the key.
Or they reckon you look out to the horizon or something, but mate, I don't know.
Not when it's 10 metre waves.
Your life, you're staring straight. Don't talk to me. I'm fucking looking at the horizon.
Yeah.
I've seen them on fishing charters, and they're just like, "Don't talk to me, cunt." And you're like, look at him.
But hey, hats off to that chef, man. That chef was like bouncing around. Everyone's sick, and he's still cooking the food, probably feeling like he's going to throw up. So.
Yeah, you got to wonder how those chefs still have all their fingers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when they're rocking around.
Well, you got to be good at something, I guess.
Cutting the cucumber.
Yeah. Mate, it would be a tough job being down there. I'd get sick down there just looking at everything.
Sure.
That'd be a game over, mate. Yeah. Hats off to them.
Yeah,
So,
in that close
were you
room.
based out of Cairns then? Or was that still...
Nah, that was still on the Goldie at 25-49. So when I was still a grunt chalk.
Yeah.
So that's when we, I think it was like 70 of us at that time got posted out of there. But then we still did the
I should have hung around. Fuck.
Hey,
Here we got
it's in
another.
your sea tube. But half the boys that didn't go on
you get
that
gongs?
one, they went to Butterworth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
so so then all of a sudden we're like, we're on the actual deployment, we're chocks, woohoo, cool.
Yeah.
Boys like, we're going to this thing called Butterworth. They came back from Butterworth and they're like, hang on, there's that little town right next to them where they go out and have a good crack.
Oh yeah, they go. Yeah, well, boys go Butterworth go straight to Thailand, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, on their time off they do, yeah. It's pretty brutal there, the training though. Like they put you through the ringer in the jungle, so it wouldn't be easy. I'd rather go on that boat. No, maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. But mate, moving into what you're doing here now in Cairns with Tropik Nutrition.
Yep.
What do you see as the best attributes or skills that the military has taught you, and now learning them and carrying them over into what you're doing here at this shop, mate?
Yeah, good question. Look, I think it really the self-value and belief that you can do things by looking about what you've done in the military and going, right, I've been through some fucking hard shit. You know, there was some tough times there. So really looking on the other side and looking around me going, is it really that fucking tough in Civvy Street? Like, we all think it is because it's that perception. So I just decided, look, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to open Tropik Nutrition. I've been doing protein smoothies for years as a personal trainer, and I thought, let's give the community some good nutrition that looks fucking, that tastes good, that is like out there. It can make people have energy, and I guess it's a bit of a safe space. I like talking to people, so the more people that come in here, you know, blokes from Navy, veterans, Army blokes, it just kind of, it fills your own cup. And I guess that's what we're all kind of looking for, you know, filling your own cup. And I say it as a metaphor, you know, why don't you fill your own cup, but also your nutritional cup for your body by coming in here?
Oh, well,
Only a PT would say that, but no, that's good.
yeah, we were in here yesterday, and James and I have relatively sloppy rigs. So it was good to get a few vitamins and stuff going through the body. And, yeah, it's unreal.
Did you feel good, though?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. No,
Yeah, well, we went building all afternoon, so it got us through that.
Yeah, my body probably nearly went into shock. Never had this much good stuff in it for a while.
Yeah. I feel as though, you know, it got us through that heat period in the day because, fuck, it was hot. Yeah. You know, we work computer jobs now. Getting out in the slinging a hammer again was pretty brutal. So, you know, we were feeling better, yeah.
No, it's not bad. Like, I get some of this stuff, and because, you know, if you go out the chocks and the reserves up in the Cape, and it's like, oh, hang on, I could probably fucking package a few of these up and put it right next to the Rat Pack instead of eating your, what's the favourite one that came out of the Rat Pack? The salmon and cheese in the
I don't know if I've ever had a favourite, but
salmon and cheese in the tube.
yeah,
We might have to give it a pause here, mate.
Yes. Oh, hi. Oh, we're closed, sorry. Yeah. Have a great day. No worries.
No, you're right, Don. Thank you.
Probably should have locked that.
We don't need. Yeah, look, we're taking up important customers' time. So thanks, Ben.
Nah, that's all
And
good.
sales. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
so we just cost him sales.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
mate.
I'll be feeding you guys some Tropik after this.
That'd
yeah.
be good.
Are you finding that the military community up here is very supportive of your business? Are they coming in here on purpose because they
Yeah.
found out you were military?
Yeah, well, and I think there's a certain, actually, as such, the retired people that have gotten out of the army, all of a sudden they've found out, you know, we're part of AVOB, an Australian Veterans-Owned business. I'm linked with some of the RSLs, and I didn't really know too much about the RSLs, but they've actually been quite a good thing for my business. They've given me a network of people. They've helped out with certain events, and then when people know, oh, you're a veteran-owned business, you can come in here and just have a smoothie and have a bit of a chat. So yeah, it has been, and because it's a really big Navy base up here as well. You know, they're just down the road, so I always go, right, if they can know what we're here, come and get something good for you.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think whenever I see, you know, veteran owned, straight away it sparks your interest. Even if it's like, oh, a veteran, like, what have they done? Who are they? Like, you know, and you just that interest makes you then want to come in, you know, even just buy anything off them. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. And, well, in our experience, we, you know, are associated with a few other veteran businesses. And, you know, you're always getting good quality gear because we know what it's like to have shit gear, you know, made for by the lowest bidder. So it's good.
Yeah, I think we go out of our way to support veteran businesses as a community as well. The Australian veteran community definitely gets behind people that have started businesses, which is good to see. And good to see that they're doing it up here as well with not a very big representation in Cairns. You know, there's probably only 1,000 people actively serving up here, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more.
No,
The
not that much.
vets up here don't get pasted with the old AJ? No?
No, not at all.
That's good. Fuck. Coming from Darwin, You obviously been up in Darwin. As soon as you got a half decent short haircut, you're an AJ.
Yeah.
And yeah, half decent short haircut, you look relatively fit. Oh, you're an AJ. It's like, motherfucker, is that easy to tell?
Right, yeah.
It's that easy to tell, isn't it? Fuck.
Yep. Yeah, I would say no, they don't get it up here at all.
Yeah, nice.
They're
That's
quite, receptive of the military community up here, which is cool. But again, it is kind of smaller. There's only really, one full-time base up here? That would be the naval base.
Yeah. Well, then the we're chocks that go up to, your sergeant ranks, but then I've got a full-time, major, which is your OC, and then your COs and all your RSMs. They're all full times.
Yeah, okay.
So, but there's only like a small congregation of them. I do the personal training with them
Yep.
sometimes at the base on Thursdays, and there's only 20 for the whole battalion.
Fuck, I bet the old RSMs and CSMs love that.
Mate, what a cushy gig for them up here. So you just get posted to Cairns. What a place to be posted to.
And do you just want to touch on like what sort of stuff do you get involved in with the
Yeah, you
chocks up here?
explained a little bit
Yeah,
earlier.
you told us beforehand, but
Yeah. So a main role, which is pretty good, you come up as a grunt, you get posted, and you're like it's called a patrolman. So basically it is you're trading in your gun for your camera and your radar kits. So we do a lot of reconnaissance. So I think our SOPs are based off SASR actually from Western Australia. So I don't know, we go out there and we do some 2-week stints up in the Cape, a bit of clandestine, so undercover type thing. But mainly the one that I've been doing a fair bit is I've been going under the community engagement. So I go into like Woodjul and Hopevale, and you go and see all these Indigenous communities and you help train them, on, what's your 5 S's and an M, sluts and a mole, like why things are seen.
Yeah.
Little basic digger things and how to pack your pack and do all this. So, and then I've actually done a bit of fitness and nutrition stuff with them.
Yep.
Which is a kind of a cool role that you can kind of do up here and make it your own, which has been good.
Yeah, cool.
see, that's
the
stuff
North Force.
people wouldn't even think about. Like,
No.
That's cool. Yeah, really cool.
Is the balance between that service that you're doing at the moment and running a business, is the reserves quite accommodating to that? So they understand that you're running a business that operates sort of long hours. So are they accommodating towards that?
Yeah, good question. The answer, yes.
Okay.
Very much so. They're always looking for us to do more. There's always a lot of work. As a chock, we got to do 20 days, right, minimum.
Yep.
But they want us to do 100 to 150 days up here. There's so much work.
Yep.
But
Might have to join back up. Start flexing some muscle down at the old chock.
Pass some sort of fitness test.
I wouldn't be able to pass shit, mate.
Mate, I'll be running it, so I'll be well and happy to get the waiver cloud out
My
for
knees
you.
wouldn't allow me to drive there, let alone get out and do a fucking bare phone, mate.
Push-up position ready.
I just want to be one of those dudes that just yells at people and, doesn't do as they say.
You already do yell at people.
Yeah, I know. I'm good at it. But yeah, anyway.
No, they do. Like they always say, in the reserve world, you've probably heard it before. It's family, civvy work, army. How that is the way you go forward. So I'm always wanting to do more chock work, but just opening a business, it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
you got to try and find the right employee and sticking around, and maybe only need you for a couple of weeks here and then not for another month. So bit hard to keep that consistency work, but I've really enjoyed it so far. Like I just went away on a driving course maybe 4 weeks ago, and I had the missus and a couple of people in here and balancing Tropik while I'm out. So it really touches down, because then you get back in the green, you go, right, I'm getting in the swing of this again. I haven't done this for a while, and some good little smiles come about, which is good.
And mate, we asked that because we see the reserves as being a good transitional point for people. So, people leave the army, they're jaded as hell, and they're like, nah, I'm quitting. But maybe that the reserves, and a bit of insight from people, from reservists like yourself, we can then push them towards remaining in reserves while they're transitioning out, while they don't have a plan. You've still got some money coming in, you've still got a bit of regimental life there as well. So do you see that as a good point? Like maybe maintaining your active reserves if you discharge and sort of have no direction?
Man, fuck yeah, like 100%. When the CSM at 3 went, do you want to get out or do you want to do this thing called reserves? And lucky he said that. I wouldn't know what the fuck reserve was. And then since then, I reckon the best thing is just going inactive reserve because you can still keep your credentials until all of a sudden you're 6 months out, you haven't got your team around you, you're feeling jaded, you're hitting the bottle, and then what are you going to do? All of a sudden there's an opportunity for you to maybe go, hey, maybe I'll go down to that road and see what these Tuesday night weekend warriors are all about. And then all of a sudden I pick and choose when I want to do it now.
Yeah.
I really enjoy just picking and choosing and going, you know what, that's going to be a great gig. There's some really good blokes on that fucking course. I wouldn't mind getting back in the green for a couple of weeks and doing that.
Yeah.
Are they giving out courses like pretty often at the reserve? So can you do stuff that's not just army related, but maybe more so like a civvy course that they might provide?
They do have the building blocks, I believe, to push you into the areas and the right organisations that do that.
Yep.
So they can go, right, we don't actually do it as a defence capital, but they'll go, right, here's our linked organisation, here's Bill Bob, ring him up and he can set you up with a certain course that can go that way.
And to me, it seems like, the rank at reserves is a lot more accommodating to people. Like they're a bit more helpful, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, they have to be because you can be like, catch cunt, not coming back next week.
That's it.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Like it's funny when you talk to your mate. How often in your battalions where you're talking to your fucking OC? Like only if something's going on.
That's when you're like, oh, get out of the way of this guy's walk. Like, let's go walk around the corner. No, you don't want to talk to him. Yeah, 100%.
No, so you can talk to your OC a bit more and he can be like, right, what are you doing? How's your family? Is this going on? Are you going to come in for this course? Obviously, chain of command, we always encourage that. So push it up the chain. But you can very much accommodate and talk to your officers and your CSMs a bit more because they're very... they have to balance it out because otherwise, as you said, man, see you fucking later. I'm not coming next week. Don't call me that.
Yeah, 100%.
So in terms of business, have there been any pivotal moments of failure and where you've had to sort of reassess, pivot, then get going again?
Yeah.
You like to hear lessons learned.
Yeah.
Lessons learned.
Yeah. Maybe not failure, but, we like to use a bit of perspective. They're not sort of failure points, they're just lessons.
100%. So let's backtrack 2 years ago. I was full-time working in a gym, had all my books on it as a PT, and I was like, right, I want to do this, smoothie thing. I know there's some benefit to it. I actually got out of the gym as a PT and opened what's called a Spartan Warrior Absolute Transformation training session above the casino in the Cairns. So we were doing this group fitness with sandbags, ropes, battle PT, very much accommodating. And I had some people in the classes and I was, along with that, doing smoothies at the same time. So, and all of a sudden I thought that was really good, got some clients, and all of a sudden, bang, it just hits the deck. I'm paying rent up there. No one's coming in. Shit, where do I go? And we're at a crossroads again. So then you got to go, right, do I just fucking give it all up together and go and be a full-time chalk or get back in the army? Like, what do I do with my wage? But then I just kind of thought, right, maybe I got to just sidestep in business. And there's many sidesteps, I think I'm still sidestepping all the time. Like the model at Tropik Nutrition is pretty solid, but it's still growing. And now it's a bit more about talking to people and getting better at the way you communicate and the way you bring people into your own sphere. Because back then there's a lot of sidestepping and, money isn't coming in all the time.
Yep. Yeah. So you put a big emphasis on customer care here, obviously, like you're talking to people, not just selling them a smoothie. So it's very customer care related.
100%. Like if you ever go out to somewhere and there's someone that, if they know your name or they know what you're doing, or most people that come in here, they're either maybe doing some kind of gym or they're having some tough times. And I can find it in a weird way. It's therapy talking to them because then it accommodates what I want my day to be as well. It's like that social filling of the cup, let's say that.
Yeah, and it was good, like yesterday, you're not just coming in ordering a smoothie. You explain sort of how you're putting it all together and the benefits of it, which is awesome. You know, you're just not getting some awesome taste and drink.
Just
you
a quick
also
whipped up juice, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you understand what you're putting into your body as well, which is unreal.
Well, that's it. Well, I mean, let's say on the record, because we're on the record, I did an exercise science nutrition degree as well while I was at uni. So that was when I was at Chalk. So I like saying, hey, guys, you know, this is what's really going in it. I've done some research and stuff. So it's, it's quite a good thing.
Yeah. And so you said, 2 years ago, that was, you were doing that
PT
training,
at the casino.
PT at the casino. So was that COVID that stopped that? Was that what sort of happened?
Pretty much, yeah. That was kind of it dwindled down, and then, as I said, COVID happened, and it was kind of a full stop. Hey, lucky the reserves kept going, so that's when we went out to. I think I did 90 days out at Mount Carbine.
Oh, that would have been huge.
But
Where is Mount Carbine? I don't know where it is. You know where it is, Phil.
Northwest.
So kind of about west of Cooktown. But you know what? It actually wasn't a bad gig. I was telling my mates back from 25-49, I was like, so fellas, I'm getting up in the morning. I got my first gig as a commander up there. The cops are doing their thing. We're the muscle, making sure no one's going through this choke point as a roadblock. I'm building in outdoor gym out the back. There was a chef there. He cooked me my salmon and eggs and gave it to me by the fire in the morning for my first picket at 9:30.
Oh, that's all right.
Picket at 9:30 sounds pretty hard.
And I went, oh, righto. So I remember telling a few of the boys on our chat back home, and they went, yeah, right. What a gig.
So was that an actual checkpoint set up for the northern breach point, wasn't it? So to protect the communities.
That's it. So I think that road there was the breach point where if COVID got up into all the northern communities, it would have fucked them. So I think we had a big, maybe about 2 sections worth, I would have said. Yeah, probably 18 men just on this choke point and just rotating, just in and out. They flew in stongers and a few good stuff. So
that's not bad.
Did you,
it's probably good that
dramas?
Queensland.
Sorry, Dottie.
No, you go, mate.
I was just going to... Did you have any dramas while you were there with people trying to get through or...
Yeah, actually, a little drama. One of the best ones was old fucking Santa Claus came down the road and he's this guy, fat dude, dressed in a white beard, and he's sitting there and he's going, I've got to get through. Someone's looking for me up in the Cape. And they went, oh, righto, what's that next to you? A big bucket of KFC right next to him. And at that time, you're not allowed, if you're allowed to go through, you can't go out into the community because there was some type of breach or something. Yep. So we knew he went to KFC. And he goes, I went to the Mariba one. It's drive-through. It's non-touchful, touchless or whatever you
non-contact,
call it.
whatever. Yeah.
And then they go, mate, we're the police, we're the fucking cops at Mariba. It's not drive-through. Fucking idiot. You've gone to KFC, done that, and then he's getting out and he's fucking throwing chicken at us.
Have some chicken.
And the boys are, fuck, should we grab some? So he had a blow up and then he did a yui and fucked off. And and then about the next day, someone did something similar and had to get turned back. And then he came back down this road into the choke point, fucked off the road into this left-hand breach bit, drove right past us and nearly hit one of the diggers.
Yeah.
So it was one of my biggest calls that I ever did, and said, fuck, the police are going after him. What should we do? I said at the same time, hightail pursuit, which was the wrong wording as a commander should have done as a reservist. So what we did was we waited 5 minutes and then we followed up as a Casevac plan. So if something goes wrong, fuck, we're there, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I started there typing to the commander at Norfolk going, we did this, and kind of explained it a little bit incorrectly with my English. And next thing you know, I got a bit of a slap down from the chain of command saying, hey, what have you done here? Can you please explain?
Yep.
Yeah.
But all in good learning, I guess.
Yeah. But
nothing crazy times, eh?
Yeah, nothing really bad come of it.
That was it. I got pretty, I'm not going to lie, I got pretty fit out there. I had a TRX and the dead balls attached to a tree, which is like a gym apparatus. So I had a lot of akadaka, just music playing and just like
training.
Weights, training and gym and out in the bush. Fucking
awesome.
good, man.
Were you armed?
No. So
No, they wouldn't arm the army.
Great place to go shooting.
mate, we're literally just a couple of fucking
I don't
bushmasters.
condone shooting in national parks. I'll just put that on record too.
No, I've never done that.
It's funny, if the cities actually knew we weren't armed, it would have been like,
I just
okay. Then
waltz
the
on
army's
through,
just kind of
yeah.
hanging out there, just
Yeah.
arms crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, for next time, all those listening in Cape York, breach points are quite easy to get through.
Shit. Is this confidential?
Just knife hands.
So, mate, moving forward with your business, are there any aspirations of expansion, or what's sort of your goals for the next sort of 5 to 10?
Absolutely. So what we see with Tropik, we've made the blueprints so you can set this up with quite low expenses.
Perfect.
And what we want to do is I want to actually bring it out, especially into some Indigenous communities, because I think having a non-perishable product with ice and water that can supplement their nutrition, that can stop lifestyle diseases, diabetes is getting riddled through those communities. It's going to give some people purpose and some jobs. That's one of my potential roads that I really want to push forward.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think that would be fantastic. But also, we want to bring this down south. You know, there's nothing really like this down in Brisbane or the Gold Coast. So I'm looking for, as I said, a bit of a section or a platoon and create that team and see if we can create something in the nutrition and fitness arena that can be positive.
Mate, I know where a shop is for rent in Weeper. And they are always looking for something different in Weeper, because have you been to Weeper?
Yeah, a
there
couple
is
of times.
nothing fucking there. Nothing. So whoever gets that shop, or there's a few shops, you know, a chicken shop and a smoothie shop, bang, you're gone. Because the mining community up there is huge. So I think that would be a perfect opportunity. And they do have quite a big Indigenous representation up there as well.
Yeah, because well, Bravo Company out from our battalion, the 51st, is stationed Weeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that I've done some courses up there, but as I said, in the end, energy, you know, everyone needs energy, whether you're sitting down playing PlayStation, painting a fucking paint, or working on the roads, or doing fitness. You know, you need energy. So.
And not just cheap energy like a can of Coke or something either, like something actually good for you.
Fuck, that's not energy.
No. Well, mate, this is the problem in the Indigenous communities. You know, it's vending machines with Cokes and chips.
Yeah.
They're not getting anywhere by just eating
That's
that.
it.
Yeah.
And no one else is really doing anything like that, are they?
No. So what I saw up there was like barely any, you know, fresh food, and all the veggies and stuff that they were trying to grow, you know, like trying to do farming and shit. If there's not boots on the ground, that just goes to shit.
Yep.
So it's like, right, how do you find something that's gonna stop this, and you can, you know, give someone an ideal way and it would last. So, you know, knock, knock, Mr. The Prime Minister or whoever the fuck's in local government. Let's hope he's listening to this.
Prime Minister.
Mate, we're trying to knock
We're
on
in
the
the
same
Labor
door.
government. They don't spend anything.
We're trying to knock on those same doors, mate. So, you know, if that door opens for us, we're going to open up the door for everyone else as well and get the floodgates going. We're really hitting home with them, or we're going to be hitting home with them as well. I guess as a final question, mate, we are nearing the end of it. It's been a good chat so far. So like we ask all of our interviewees or podcast guests,
Honoured guests.
Honoured guests, yeah.
Honoured guests.
Yeah. So what is the best piece of advice you would give to people discharging, or do you have a kind of a checklist that you would share with people?
Oh, that's a big one. So the best question, if you're advice and you're thinking about discharging, I would say talk to your mates that are staying in. Even still, keep them as close as you can. Hang out on weekends. Find a social club, like a sporting club. But I would highly suggest, if you can find your community, because that's what we're all about. You know, we're so good in the army with your community, your mates, whatever you call it. And once you get out, if you haven't had that pre-exposure to the next step, your potential for going down a bad road is quite a lot. And I mean, I've done it heaps. You know, there's been times on the piss where you're having such a good time and then all of a sudden you just spiral out of control and bad things happen, but you've got your mates there to pull you through. So if I had to give the advice, I would say, one, think about an active reserve or a reserve unit where you can just touch base. Otherwise, there's plenty of veteran-owned businesses out there that are just doing their thing day to day and make friends and start networking.
Yep. And I'm sure for you, like if somehow meet a new dig who's just getting out and joining your chalk unit, that mentoring sort of ability as well. If they want to go out on their own and do their own thing. And that's one of the good things about chalks. You're going to have a few blokes who, they've either got a trade or doing something like this. There's plenty of knowledge and experience that you can draw on.
Well, that's it. What were you saying when you got the chalk unit? You're like, hey, I know this guy's a fucking accountant.
Yeah,
bloody
that's it.
Beasley.
One of the old chalks did me fucking accounting for a few years.
Yeah, so you look at it and we're all like, chocolate soldiers, but everyone's got a trade of some sort, which can bring something different.
Yep.
So I guess you can utilise that a little bit and how you want and build networks that way, I guess.
Perfect, mate. So I'm going to just wrap it up here, and then last I'll get you to share a little bit with us here. But thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure to come into your store and conduct episode 6 of Wardogs Hour podcast. Hopefully we've been able to give an insight into your career and into the military and also your business life now, mate. If you know of a veteran who is doing something great in business or life post-defence, we want to hear from them. Slide into our DMs on Instagram and Twitter, Wardogs_NFT on both. All episodes of Wardogs Hours podcast is available on all major podcast apps, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, etc. But, mate, lastly, can you share with us your socials and share with our audience so they know where to find you and when they come to Cairns, where they can come and get the best smoothies in Cairns too?
100%, guys. We'll share that out on the socials and out in the sphere. And fellas, thanks for coming in. This has been fucking great. And until next time, let's keep cracking on.
Awesome.
Thank you. And sorry, I'm going to stop. Can you tell us what your socials are?
You shout your socials out, mate.
You tell us what your socials are right now.
That's probably a good one. Otherwise, where do you find us?
You find us, mate. See you later.
So, we're Tropik Nutrition and Dingo Fitness, and we're located in Cairns, Oceana Walk, Cairns City.
And that's Tropik with a K.
Tropik with a K.
Tropik with a K. And Instagram? Do you have Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram's, Facebook, and also LinkedIn.
We'll get all those tags put into the tabs too, mate.
Easy
done.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jens.
The Wardogs NFT mission and team and all related podcast episodes and content are provided for general information purposes only and do not constitute accounting, legal, tax or other professional advice. Visitors should not act upon the content or information found here without first seeking appropriate advice from an accountant, financial planner, lawyer or other professionals.